How do I start?
Like, hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Minute Women podcast. My name is Grace.
And I say, I'm Linnea.
And I'm Linnea. And I'm Linnea.
I literally was
Every
like,
time.
what do I say?
I smell burnt toast.
Doctor, I smell burnt toast. I dragged my ass out of bed for this picture. On Mondays, it's gonna be Margarita Mondays. Nationwide.
And feel that reciprocated enjoyment.
Oh my god! It's like we're friends or something.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Minute Women podcast. My name is Grace.
And I'm Linnea.
And, well, this is a little overdue.
A little bit.
A little bit. Not that we were late, but we just were late to announce it.
Yes.
The person has received their prize.
They are, like, filled with Minute Women swag and joy from winning.
Because we get to announce now the winner of the Minute Women giveaway, the second anniversary Minute Women giveaway, which thank you for submitting so much. I was a little surprised at how many submissions
I was
there
also
were.
surprised. I was like, wow, people like us.
Oh my
People
God.
listen to us. People just want to win free stuff.
People love free
People
stuff.
love free stuff.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's
but
fair.
our winner was Carly from Halifax.
Yeah. We got to
So-
deliver it in person, which
Yeah.
is kind of cute.
So thank you to Carly from Halifax for sharing and tagging lots and lots of people and being entered into our contest. And now you get to enjoy your Minute Women swag.
And now you're a permanent billboard for the Minute Women podcast.
Definitely. That's part of the swag.
That's part of the agreement.
It's a contract.
You sign a contract, you will be billboard for us.
Forever.
I wonder if we should do another one. If you want us to do another one,
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know. And so we're back for another Have You Got a Minute?
Mm-hmm.
I hope you have a minute to share with us.
Yeah.
A couple, even.
Yeah, just a few.
But first, before we get into it, also, Linnea is steering the ship of this episode, might I add.
I am steering the ship, but I'm going to be surprised first, just so I can have a little bit of surprise, because Grace has informed me that we had some listener mail.
Yes, if you don't remember last time, we got some very excellent mail from Aaron in Missouri.
Thanks, Aaron.
AKA targeted marketing, because we have a podcast. And let me tell you, the targets have fallen upon us again.
Okay.
And I have received another email.
Let's hear it.
Now, I would also like to preface this with, I understand that these people are just like running companies.
Oh, yeah.
And are trying to stand out. And they just want people to be attracted to their business. I just think it's really funny the way that people market to podcasts in particular. So this one's from James.
Okay.
The premise of it is that he has a podcast platform.
Okay.
Like, I've noticed recently there's a bunch of websites that they host podcasts, not uniquely, like you can host your podcast on other platforms, but it's basically like, if you're really interested in meditation podcasts,
right,
you should put your podcast on this website, because that's where people go to get meditation podcasts.
Right. Okay.
So this is sort of like that. His is called Wisdom. And
Okay.
it's the way he opens it.
Okay.
I will also be yelling the bold words.
Okay. Oh, there's bold.
So it starts with, hey,
Hey.
won't you please claim your podcast on Wisdom?
Okay.
I love won't you please.
Won't you please?
Won't you please?
I'd really like it.
I'm impressed by your pod and want your unique voice on Wisdom. The Wisdom app is a great way to grow your listeners while engaging in conversations that matter. We're venture-backed, here to stay, and doing things no one else is. Again, doesn't really say what those things are in this email.
If it's paying us, that'd be cool.
That would be
no
cool.
one else is doing that.
We know podcasting. We love the intimacy.
Okay.
What the fuck is this?
This is such an intimate experience.
And we want to make podcasting social.
Okay. I'm feeling very social. We have a good old social time.
So transform your listeners into a community. Let them share, like, and comment on your talks. Answer their questions. Give them special live shows. And track it all with creator-friendly analytics. Join us. It's free. And we need you. It's very like Leia in Star Wars when she's in the hologram and she's like, Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
You're my
This
only
is what it
hope.
feels
You're
like.
my only hope.
I feel like Obi-Wan
Yeah.
right now.
You are Obi-Wan.
Our goal is to not have every podcast on wisdom. It's to have the wisest podcasters. We want you and Minute Women on wisdom.
Okay, super impressive they actually included our podcast name in the email.
Yes.
That's impressive.
That
I
is
will
impressive.
give props to James for that. That's
However,
impressive.
if he had listened to any of our podcasts, he would not reach out to us to be wise
And he would not
podcasters.
say that we're full of wisdom.
We're not a very wise podcast.
We're full of a lot of things.
We're
but-
witty, we're wry, but we're not wise.
Yeah, we got some
Right,
jokes.
wise cracks.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe it's like a sub podcasting. Wisdom and then wisecracks.
And then it closes with, can I please send you a link so you can claim your podcast and start growing your listeners?
Please?
Please?
Please, I'm begging here.
I'm happy to answer any questions you have too.
Thanks, James.
So thanks, James. Yeah. I haven't reached back.
No, no.
I mean, maybe I will.
Maybe.
And I'm sorry to James. I'm not trying to air
No,
your
we
dirty
know this
laundry.
is your job. We get it.
You get it's your job and you've got to stand out. And boy, let me tell you, 10 out of 10 on standing
Yeah,
out.
I
That
was-
one was interesting.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, that's your job, and we understand that, and you got to understand that our job is to make fun of things like that.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
Won't you please?
Won't you please?
claim your podcast?
What was the first line?
Yeah, won't you
Was,
please?
that was won't you please? Yeah.
Won't you please and can I please?
Can I please? Please? He's so polite.
Please? He is.
Must be Canadian.
Maybe. I kind of had British in my mind.
Oh, maybe.
But
You should have read it in a British accent. Start it again.
hey, won't you please claim your podcast?
Cockney.
Cockney accent.
Well, that's fun. Thanks, James.
So if you have any emails that you want to send us, you can find our contact information on our website, minutewomenpodcast.ca. We have a whole form. We also will take emails that are not just targeted marketing schemes.
Yeah.
If you just genuinely want to reach out to us.
Do it.
About other things, that's great.
Yeah. We'd love that.
We'd love that. But over to you, Linnea,
Over to
because
me.
you have some spicy information to share with the
I wouldn't-
listeners today.
I wouldn't say that's particularly spicy,
Oh,
but I
okay.
do have an interest in anomalies, and like the largest mastodon is on your way to Cape Breton. No, it's on your way to Truro.
Is it?
Have you not seen it?
No. I know that they're doing a new mastodon exhibit at the Natural
No, there's
History
a
Museum.
big, huge
but-
mastodon. Like Truro, like past the market. in
Oh,
Truro.
or on your way. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I understand. I thought
not
you
a
meant like
living
they were.
mastodon.
I thought they were shipping something.
No,
like
no,
it's
no,
on
no.
the way.
And then there's like the big milk carton in Nova Scotia.
Yeah,
and there's,
Canada
like-
loves big things in small towns.
Yeah, they love that.
Biggest
So-
blueberry.
Biggest blueberry, yeah,
Oxford.
I was going to say. So there's lots of things like that. And so, sometimes it's nice to know the smallest. And so this takes us to the municipality of Tweed, which looks
Tweed.
beautiful. It's on the lake.
Like the jackets?
Well, that's what I thought, but I'm not sure. Like, what is Tweed? I don't know. Yeah, but it looks like a really nice place. It's pretty darn like close to Lake Ontario, so that would be like their lake. It's kind of it's a bit north of Kingston, south of Ottawa. So kind of like Ottawa's up top, and then Tweed's kind of towards the center of the province, I guess.
Okay.
Closer to Lake Ontario. So it looks like a really nice place to live. But you might all have been wondering, where in North America is the smallest jailhouse located? And that's the question I ask you. That's the question I asked Google.
How did you start this Google?
I was just like, I'm wondering about interesting things about Canada. And then it was like, smallest jailhouse. And I was like, okay, you've piqued my interest. So look no further, because it's in Tweed. This jailhouse is one of the many. So there's a couple jails that qualify as like small jails.
Okay.
But this is the smallest.
Okay.
So-
So what is there? Is that an actual classification of jail? Like you run a penitentiary and you run a small jail
Yeah.
and you run a like county jail.
Yeah, so small jail is like if people need to be held before they go to like a penitentiary. Why can't I say that word? You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So now it's actually a visitor information center. So it's no longer an active jail. But you can come down and get your picture behind bars. So it's a
Cute.
bit of a little touristy trap. There's one of those in Lunenburg. It's in an old restaurant called Big Red's. So I used to go get my picture behind the bars. It's very fun. So it was designed by a guy named R.F. Houston, and he was the founder of the Tweed Lumber Company. And so they were like, you've got wood, we need a building.
Oh, I see. I
So-
was just like, are lumberjacks notorious criminals?
No. So the jail construction began in 1898, and it was opened in the year 1900. So guess how much it cost to build this jail?
You'd only ask if it, in the words of Futurama,
Yeah.
which I was watching a lot with my younger brother when he came to stay with me, you would only ask if it was really high or really low.
Exactly.
I'm going to say it cost $100.
$350.
Whoa.
But like for a whole building,
That's, yeah, fuck. It's,
you can't get a bachelor apartment in Halifax for that these days.
you can't,
You can't get anything.
oh. Eric and I have like, we're not seriously looking at buying a house, but we're like, if
Yeah.
we're gonna buy a house at some point,
Yeah.
the answer is we can't.
Yeah. So they built this jailhouse for $350. And then R.F. Houston was paid for his labor and wood. And guess how much he was paid?
I'm gonna guess he was paid more than the price of the building.
He was paid $10. What? He was given a tenner, and they were like, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Thanks." But that was like acceptable apparently because it doesn't sound like anybody complained or anybody had an issue with that.
And he owns the lumber company.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I guess they would have bought the wood from him.
yeah,
So he would have gotten that money too.
right.
Maybe.
But for the construction and the building and all of that cost,
That's fascinating.
an additional $10.
I wonder if there's like a bigger story behind that though. Like
possible.
this guy was the one who was like, I want a jail built, and they're like, fine,
Right.
but we're not paying you much.
Exactly. So this jail was built to replace the original one that was located in the municipality, but it was built in the basement of kind of their town hall, and so it flooded. And so they couldn't keep criminals there anymore. So they were like,
Why not? Why can't we put them there?
exactly. It's like, I see you doing crime, but I've got nowhere to put you. So continue.
I wonder how many prisoners drowned before they were like,
Right?
I guess we should build a new jail.
We should just build a new one. So and I should have told you how big it was before I asked you how much you
what's
thought
the
it
square
cost.
footage?
So it's 4.8 meters wide,
Okay.
6 meters deep, and
So narrow.
then 3 cells and a small lobby area.
Wait, I want to see. So how many meters wide?
So 4.8 meters wide by 6 meters like long. Yeah, it's a hallway. It's a hallway.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
and
a
it's
hallway.
a separate detached building.
It's a separate detached building
It's
in the
a
town.
shed.
It's a shed. It's a glorified shed.
It's like a lumber shed, and he's just like, it's all I know.
It's all I know how to
It's all I
do.
know how to do. I want to see. It's 4.6. You said
4.8 meters by 6 meters deep.
so. It's under 30 square meters. It's 28.8 square meters.
Yeah.
28.8.
That's probably not up to code for anything.
So it'd be like 95 square feet.
That's so small.
That's tiny.
That's little. And it had 3 cells and a lobby area.
How?
I have no idea. So the jail was operated for 50 years, eventually had to close due to lack of crime in the town. So like everybody did their job.
That's great.
And most of the prisoners, or as
I love that town being like, we did it.
we did it.
Like
we stopped crime. So the prisoners, or as it was, as the signage said on the building, the vagrants, were in jail for mostly minor offenses. Okay. So it was kind of like a holding area or staying if it was a minor offense. Gotcha. Constables were paid 20 cents to watch over the vagrants and 30 cents if they had to feed them as well.
You have to feed them.
So there is a bit of a story about the most notorious criminal to stay at the Tweed jailhouse, and his name was Gideon Butts.
Of course it was.
He was held there for one night in 1903 and then transferred to Napanee.
Which is the big prison?
Which is the big prison.
Okay.
Butts murdered his wife because he was having delusions that she was a serpent.
It's got not funny. Well, it got not funny, and then it got funny.
So
That's
he
a
thought
weird
she was
reason
a
to kill your
snake.
wife.
And he pled not guilty because he said that she turned into a big serpent.
She's a witch.
And so
Witch.
he murdered her. Yeah. So eventually, as I said, the jail closed, and it was renovated, taking away the 3 cells and making one large cell, which is a little bit nicer. And it was used as basically a drunk tank. So if there were any vagrants kind of being naughty in the evenings in the town, they'd get thrown in there, they'd stay for the night, and then they'd get released in the morning. And now the offices, well, the jailhouse has been turned into an office that is the municipality building, and it's open as the information center in the summer, which I still think would be crammed as an information center.
Yeah, no,
That's a tiny space.
So small.
Exactly.
Like, my balcony is supposedly 100 square feet.
Yeah. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. And the pictures of it, which I'll have to share, just make it look like the most adorable little place. And this is what it looked like originally.
It looks almost like a gingerbread house.
It looks very cute. It's made with, well, lumber, and then it looks like brick, kind of on the outer walls. And then yeah, just kind of no windows on the sides, but very tiny. This is a very small space. And so that's the smallest jailhouse in North America.
I love that.
Yeah.
We should go on a road trip. Kingston.
We should go.
You love Kingston. Notoriously love Kingston.
I really do. It's just a great little city.
Why were you in Kingston?
For rugby nationals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was just super beautiful and fun.
We should go.
Yeah.
Well, we can definitely at least, like, we'll go to Ottawa.
Yeah.
And then we can drive down to Kingston for the day. And Tweed's on the way.
And we can stop
And we
in
can
and we
stop
can
in
see
at
the
the
little
smallest
jail.
jail. I want to be behind bars.
Yeah, exactly. So this would be in, for those of you from Ontario, this is in Hastings County.
How many people live in Tweed? Do we know?
So there's approximately 6,057 people living in Tweed right now.
Oh, it's tiny.
It's little. And 2,000, just over 2,500 private dwellings. So that's usual residents who live there. It's only 230,000 acres. So that's like 930 square kilometers.
Yeah, that's pretty small.
So it's not a big space. And 30% of that is crown land.
Lots of parks.
Lots of parks. And it is rated the 20th best town to live in Ontario. Tweed is the perfect place for you to live, work, and play. It's close to all the centers with so much to do locally.
Live, work, and play.
There's also an interesting tab here that asks if Elvis was born in Tweed.
Oh, he was not.
A quarter of a century ago, a rumor was making the rounds that Elvis Presley wasn't dead, but in fact living in Tweed, Ontario.
Oh, weird. Why?
Elvis comes...
Jailhouse Rock was about
Exactly.
the tiniest prison in Canada.
So to segue into that, a quarter of a century ago, there was a rumor that was making the rounds that Elvis Presley wasn't dead, but he was in fact living in Tweed, Ontario. Well, that rumor was never proven to be anything but, each and every August, for 3 days at least, there are a rash of sightings of the king in the town, just a 20-minute drive north of Belleville, thanks to the annual Tweed Tribute to Elvis Festival.
Like, does it... Why? Where does it say why?
It's for those 3 days, the town welcomes Elvis impersonators who prefer the term Elvis tribute artists and fans of the hip gyrating singer. No. It was all just a bit of a gag, but it was kind of fun, explained festival spokesperson Scott Pettigrew. So Kathy Scott decided in 2010 this might be a good way to promote our community, and it would be to have Elvis at a festival. So they contacted Memphis-based Elvis Presley Enterprises and received a blessing, becoming only the third officially recognized festival of its kind in Canada. The biggest one takes out in Collingwood, Ontario. So they're close to the biggest one, but not quite. This is the 4th year of the festival. This was in 2020, so being its 6th year now. Each festival has a theme, and in 2020, the festival theme was GI Blues to recognize Elvis's time in the military.
Oh, yes, because respect our troops.
You'll see about 30 men who would be kings competing for the $5,000 in prizes there for the taking. There are 2 categories of competitors, professional and amateur. To be considered a professional, Pettigrew said, you must have earned a certain amount of income during the year while sporting attire fit for the king. The winner moves on to a competition in Memphis. Returning from a top 5 finish this year in Memphis will be Gordon Hendricks, who took top spot not only in the Tweed competition, but also in Collingwood. Hendricks, who traveled all the way from his home of Stoke, England, like UK, to compete last year, will be the showcase performer so this was at the 2020 festival. So he was the showcase performer there, and he was accompanied by a live band. So as
What's happening?
I don't know. Tweed's
We
a wild
started
place.
with talking about the smallest jail, and now we're talking about an Elvis tribute artist fair in the same city. Do they even explain how that started as a rumor? Like why they think he was in Tweed? Was there just a guy that kind of looked like him?
Just a guy who kind of looked like him, who they reported, like, it's just a rumor. There was no proof.
This is so weird.
So
When is it? We should
go.
When's this year's? We need to report live on the scene.
Hold on.
I bet you the first theme was Jailhouse Blues because they're like, what else does our town have? The smallest jail.
It's happening. It's got a website. The Tweed Elvis Festival.
This is also unfolding as we speak.
Yeah,
we
it is.
didn't plan it.
I didn't plan this. The Tweed Festival, the Tweed Elvis Festival is August 25th to 28th, 2022. How much is it to purchase tickets?
August, because legit, I'm going to be in the Kawarthas in August. I'm going to the Kawarthas.
Okay.
If we went early, we could go to the
Go
Elvis.
to this. So an all weekend pass is $120.
That's so cheap.
Kids passes are $55.
We can be kids.
You can be kids. If you just want to go for a day, it's $55. But like the $120 for the 3 days or 4 days. It's 4-day festival. They also give you camping, but they need to know if you're going to bring your own generator.
I will not.
This website is unbelievable.
I love this.
You can volunteer. We could register to volunteer. So this is the Pro Winners Prize Package. This is if you've been paid throughout the year while dressed as the man in the white suit.
For all you Elvis tribute artists out there.
Yes. So first place is $3,000 cash. You get to
Whoa.
represent. Yeah, you get to represent Tweed, Ontario at the Canada Ultimate Elvis Tribute Festival.
Better than $3,000.
And then you get to go to the preliminary round in Memphis during Elvis Week 2023. So you're guaranteed that.
I love that this is like a quarterfinals.
You get
for another thing.
I know. You get the Tweed Tribute Elvis Festival plaque. And then you get to be the feature performer at the 2023 Tweed Festival. So second place prize is still good. You
That's
get
great.
$800 cash and a Tweed Elvis Festival plaque. Third place is $450 cash. And they've got money at this event. And a Tweed Elvis Festival plaque. Fourth place, no plaque, but still $350.
They have a fourth place?
And a fifth place where you get $250.
That's crazy. Like, for you to have fifth place, that means you have more than 5 participants. That's crazy.
But that's not even the
that's
non-pro
just the
winners.
pro.
So in the non-pro winners, first place wins $1,000 and a certificate.
Okay.
Second place wins $650 and a certificate. And then third, fourth, and fifth win $300, $250, and $175 respectively.
I'm in love with the city of Tweed. We need to go.
This is insane. This is crazy.
This is the best thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Oh my gosh, it gets better. You can bill it for free with members of like people who live in Tweed, Ontario.
It's like a foreign exchange program.
The people in Tweed love, this is capitalized and bolded, the Tweed Elvis Festival and want to help. We have a number of residences that have offered to put up performers, it's only performers and spouses, so non-attendees, in their home at no charge. If you are interested in this type of accommodation, please call our coordinator, Carolyn Campbell. We need to give Carolyn a call.
Can we call Carolyn? I want to know. Can I bill it? I'm not going to be an Elvis. I'm like, maybe I'll be an Elvis. I got to work on my
I can't believe
impression.
how cheap this festival is. Oh, just so we know, the Elvis Ultimate Tribute Artist Contest and logo are trademarks of Elvis Presley Enterprises. All rights reserved.
Good to know.
The Tweed Elvis Festival has business hours. They're open 7 days a week to take your calls. Let's call
Rock
them.
music never stops.
No, let's call them right now.
What are we going to say? It's like we're in the middle of recording a podcast and we just stumbled upon your festival. And if you could give us your 30-second pitch for the festival, we would love that.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to ask for permission to record them.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll call them later. But I really think we should go.
We should go.
This sounds...
In August, I have to be in the Kawarthas.
Parking is $10 for the weekend.
Well, that's the deal breaker for me.
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding.
We have to bring our own chair.
That's okay.
Okay.
I can figure that out.
All ticket holders, this is an outdoor event. Bring your own chair.
What's your favorite Elvis song?
It's a tough question. So I grew up with a Grammy who adores Elvis.
My granny too.
Yeah, more than she might adore everyone in her family. Like, she loves Elvis. Like, her
Elvis
Elvis
is
records are like a prized possession. And like, honestly, it's super cliche and classic, but I Can't Help Falling in Love with You will always be my favorite
That's
because
what
I
was
just
gonna
love that
say.
song.
I do love that song. I do think that's like the best wedding song.
Yes.
But I wouldn't use it because Shannon, my dear friend Shannon, she's like, that will be my wedding song. I was like, that's your song. I'm not going to take it.
I also love Blue Christmas as a Christmas song.
Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah.
It's a good time. This has been quite a journey.
This has been
I
quite a
must
ride.
say. We started with the smallest jailhouse and then we got to the most famous jailbird of all time.
And the most famous concert in his name.
Yeah.
In Canada. Well, no, apparently there's a bigger one, but this one sounds more famous.
This one is, I think this one sounds a lot more genuine.
Yeah, this one sounds really
This sounds like a
legit.
town that's like, this is our thing and we're doing it. And I love it.
Well, they have Krispy Kreme donuts there.
We're going. Oh my, like you don't need to
Because they're
tell
his
me any more than
favorite.
you
We're
already
going to
are.
have, there's going to be like deep fried bananas and Krispy Kremes.
Well, my summer plans are ready.
Yeah, my
I'm ready to
summer's
go.
been planned.
I'm booked.
We're going to Tweed.
We're going to Tweed, Ontario.
We're going on a
we
road
have
trip.
at least 2 things to do there.
Yes, we have to go see the little jail, and then we have to go to the Elvis concert.
Yeah.
The showcase, if you will.
The main event.
That's incredible.
Thank you for sharing with me the city of Tweed.
Thank you for following
Municipality.
along. Yeah, thank you for following along on this wild journey.
This is a roller coaster.
This was a roller coaster of a time, but I thought I was just going to tell you about a little jailhouse, and it turned out into so much more.
Turned into so much more. And
Well-
that's what you can expect on the Minute Women podcast every Wednesday.
Every week. Just a little bit more than you expected.
Yeah. If you want to hear those, you should go to minutewomenpodcast.ca where you can hear all of our episodes. And you should subscribe to the podcast so you get notified. You should rate and review the podcast so more people can learn about the Elvis Festival in the municipality of Tweed.
Yep, you don't have an excuse now because all phone users and platforms now allow ratings. So Spotify and Apple Music, those both count in the weird algorithm that allows our podcast to get out there. So go review and subscribe and rate us, please.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.